Hey, what is shaking, homies? So today, I'm going to go through the entire UFC 232 card, Jones vs. Gustafasson 2, Nunes vs. Cyborg, as well as all the fights on the undercard, all the way down to the prelims. We're not going to do the fight pass prelims, we're going to just go from the prelims up. But I'm going to go through, tell you, if I was gambling, which I actually am going to be betting on some of these. I use BetDSI. I've been using them for a couple months now. Totally digging it. Super legit. I'll see if they can actually hook it up with a promo code to give you guys like your first bets free. That's how I actually found the website. Was my buddy had a promo code, and yeah. But obviously, I'll try to put something in the description if you want to bet on these fights. But this video is not about that. This is just about breaking down the card. And I really wanted to make this video too because there's a lot of big underdogs on here that I would actually put $5, $10 bets on because. Like even if you lose, you only lose a couple bucks, but if you win, you'd win like 30 bucks, etc. So here, we're going to start at Ryan Hall versus BJ Penn. Okay, so I can't believe that BJ Penn's coming out of retirement. This could be like another Chuck Liddell type of thing. But the thing is, BJ Penn's really good. Ryan Hall, he's basically, I mean, stand-up's kind of garbage. He's basically just a jiu-jitsu guy, but his jiu-jitsu is amazing. He's really good at his leg locks. He's really good at everything off the ground. He likes to do all those crazy rolls, and yeah, he just does a lot of like rolling knee bars and all sorts of very unorthodox stuff, flying scissor takedowns, just very unorthodox stuff. BJ Penn's jiu-jitsu, though, I mean, he was the first ever American to win the Jiu-Jitsu World Championships, and he won it as a Hawaiian. Yeah, so and yeah, first Hawaiian, first American. And I think he won it after only like 5 years, of maybe even less, of training jiu-jitsu, which is unbelievable. Looking at the records here, BJ Penn, let me see, what's BJ Penn's record? BJ Penn's record is 16-12-2, which actually is not the best record. And towards the end of his career, he took on a lot, and he also fought a lot of guys at bigger weight classes. Ryan Hall is 6-1. I mean, BJ Penn's a huge underdog. I actually put $5 on BJ Penn, hoping that he'll get a lucky knockout. I think on the ground it's going to be a little bit of a stalemate. I think either Ryan Hall is going to win a decision, or BJ Penn might catch him and knock him out. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to say BJ Penn's going to catch him in the second round and knock him out. But who knows? Probably not. But if it happens, it will be amazing. The next fight is in the bantamweight. Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Peter Yan. Honestly, I have no idea who either of these guys are, but de Andrade has like 3 times the amount of fights, so I'm going to pick him. We're going to knock him out in the first round. Okay, but here, we're going up on the card here. Now we got Kat Zingano, who is 10-3, versus Megan Anderson, who is also 10-3. Okay, Megan Anderson's only her second fight in the UFC. Her last fight she fought against Holly Holm. Megan Anderson is Australian, probably the tallest female fighter, one of the tallest fighters in general. She's just freaking huge. But I'm going to have to go with Megan Anderson on this one because Kat Zingano, I just have not been impressed with her last couple of performances. She's very gritty, she's very tough, so I think Megan Anderson's probably going to win this decision, but I think she's got a better reach. Megan Anderson, you could tell she definitely had a speed disadvantage against Holly Holm. Holly Holm was a lot faster than her. But Kat Zingano, I think, doesn't really bring that technical style that Holly Holm brings. She's more of a brawler, and that'll kind of fall into Megan Anderson's game plan, I think, a little bit. So I'm going to say, yeah, Megan Anderson decision. If I had yeah, I don't think I'd put me. Actually, she's quite the underdog. Megan Anderson is a 126 underdog. So yeah, you win a little bit of money if you bet on her. But yeah. Okay, next one we got Walt Harris and Andrei Arlovski. This one very hard to pick just because it's heavyweight and both guys throw bombs. Arlovski does not have the chin. He never really had the best chin, actually. It actually has looked better in recent fights, but it's still not the greatest. He still gets dropped a lot, and it's hard to pick him. So I'm going to have to say Walt Harris is going to knock him out in the first round. But I wouldn't I don't like putting money on the heavyweights. It's too unpredictable. Okay, next we got Chad Mendes versus Alex Volkanovski. What are their records? Their records here are... okay, this is the main card. This is actually the first fight on the main card. Volkanovski is 18-1. Chad Mendes is 18-4. Chad Mendes is very good, very very like a gritty grinder wrestler, but he also doesn't have the best chin. Like I've seen him get dropped a lot. When Frankie Edgar just dropped him with that one shot, that was amazing. I was so happy. But I've never really been a big fan of him. Also, too, he had that long layoff, and who knows what that did. It's the winter months, and he's one of those guys that likes to hunt all the time in the winter, so I don't know how serious he's been about training, if he's been into hunting. He's probably waiting till after his fight to do that type of stuff and everything. He's probably training really hard. All those alpha male guys seem to do that. But speaking of that, I hate the alpha male guys, and I think they all need to put their shirts on. And Volkanovski's going to knock him out, boom, in the first round. No problem. Okay, now this next one, Ilir Latifi. If you don't know him, Ilir Latifi is awesome. He's just like, for the weight class, he's just short and stocky, kind of like Yoel Romero. Like, totally like an endomorph body type, and just throws bombs. And Corey Anderson, very, very tough opponent though. I mean, their records are 14-5 for Latifi and 11-4 for Anderson. I think Latifi, because he's been training this whole time with Gustafasson, they've probably been pushing the hell out of each other. And seeing Latifi's last couple fights, this dude's a monster, and very underrated, very humble guy. Seems like a type of guy that, like a fighter's fighter. No bullshit. He just shows up, fights, does his thing, and he's going to knock Corey Anderson the fuck out in the first round. We get a lot of first round knockouts here. Okay, next one. This one is kind of hard to pick. We got Carlos, the Natural Born Killer Condit, one of my favorite fighters of all time. One of the best fighters ever. I loved watching his fights in the WEC. When I was first getting into fighting, he was one of my biggest inspirations. I love how he throws strikes off his back. He's just never out of a fight. Very tough, very gritty. And then against Michael Chiesa, never been a fan of his. I was very upset when he choked out Al Iaquinta because I was totally going for Al on that season of The Ultimate Fighter. Now he's like in this lawsuit with McGregor. He's trying to like be a commentator. I think his head's not really 100% in the fighting game, and he's going up in weight. Going up in weight is not, Carlos Condit is not the guy you want to fight. Even though Carlos Condit's kind of at the end of his career right now, he's been thinking about retiring. I know he opened like a coffee shop or something. But that being said, Carlos Condit is just a straight badass. You know what? I think that last fight probably left a really sour taste in his mouth, and he's the type of guy that. He seems like the type of guy who tries to step away from fighting and he just brings it back in. It's almost like Chiesa's like trying to find a way to get out of fighting, like he's sick of it. I think they're kind of dealing with opposite things in their life. Like Chiesa's ready for the next chapter in his life, and Condit is having like a midlife crisis, doesn't want to let go of this part of his life to step into the next. This is just me seeing what I've seen, like 100%. Me making this up. I mean, this is what I think. I mean, take it for what it is. But I think Carlos Condit is also going to knock, maybe knock him out. I think he's going to hurt him on the feet. Chiesa's going to take Condit down because Condit's takedown defense isn't that great. And Condit is going to triangle his ass and start throwing elbows and submit him. So I'm going to say Carlos, the Natural Born Killer Condit, round 2 submission, triangle choke with some elbows added. If I get all that right, I'm the man. Okay, this next fight, the co-main event, we got Chris Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes, the 35 bantamweight champion going up to fight the 45 featherweight champion. Now, a lot of people are just saying Cyborg is going to run through her. Cyborg's a big favorite. Like, you should, if you're on the fence, put $5-10 on Nunes, because you'll win quite a bit. She's a plus 95 underdog, so basically you're getting like 2-to-1 odds. So you put you put in $10, you win 20 plus your 10 back, basically. Totally worth it. I honestly think Nunes has fought way harder people though. She's fought like way harder opponents. I think most of Chris Cyborg's career is very padded. First off, she fought most of her career with like girls going up in weight, kind of like a Nunes. But Nunes, actually, before she was in the UFC, she fought at 45. In her first fight in the UFC, she fought at 45. So Nunes is by no means a small featherweight. She's actually, if anything, a giant bantamweight. So I think this isn't that big of a size advantage. Cyborg will be a size advantage, especially because her frame from her years of PED use. So I think, honestly, people like that should never be allowed to fight again. That's a topic for another video. But yeah, I think Amanda Nunes has fought way harder people. Cyborg's just fought most of them have just been girls that have been scared of her, girls that are too small, people with terrible records because they haven't been able to find any good opponents that would accept the fight. And Nunes called her out. I actually think Nunes is gonna shock the world. I think Nunes is gonna TKO her. I'm gonna go TKO the end of round 1. Either that actually I don't know, maybe round 4 in this. Is it gonna be in the very beginning or is it gonna be like a round 4? You know, I've said a lot of round ones. I'm going to say round 4 TKO for Nunes. I think the farther the fight goes, too, the better it's going to be for Nunes. Nunes is pretty good in those farther fights. Somebody with Cyborg's frame, too, I don't see them being that good at it. You see that a lot of PED users, they cannot, the farther the fight goes, the more they start to fade. You see that with a lot of people that have had PED use in the past. It's just, I don't know, it just seems like it takes a toll on your body. And, yeah, and I think Nunes is going to win that. Okay, so we are down to the main event. We got John Crackhead Jones versus Alexander the Mauler Gustafasson. If you don't know about what's going on with all this, the oral turinabol and all this bull crap, then you haven't been paying attention. Basically, John Jones has been a cheater his whole career. Both of his brothers are in the NFL. They've both been caught doing PEDs multiple times. The steroid they found in his system, the amount was higher than the last time he got caught with it, and 2 times between that he didn't have anything in him. So he had like 2 tests, he was fine, and then it popped up again. So he's obviously taking it. He must be microdosing in very small portions. Like he must be taking just a little bit amount at a time, which is what a lot of athletes have always done, microdosing, because you can get away on tests. It's out of your system so much faster. A lot of times it's only in your system for hours sometimes, depending on how you do it. This oral turinabol, this is one of the most famous steroids ever too. It's the steroid the German Olympic team used. The steroid's actually been discontinued, so there's no way, it got discontinued in the 90s, so the price of it is skyrocketed, so there's no way that any supplement company is cutting their stuff with it, because you would never cut something with something that's 20 times as expensive as the original product. You cut something with something cheaper. So that whole supplement thing makes no sense. Anybody that believes Dana White and Jeff Nowinski are idiots, and they're just doing Olympic gymnastics or mental gymnastics to believe in John Jones somehow. I hate John Jones. I might hate him more than I hate Conor McGregor, which I didn't think was possible, but I think maybe I do. That being said, I think Alexander Gustafasson won the first fight. He won the first 3 rounds. He faded away in the last 2, but he was still up. He should have won 3 rounds to 2. I think he's been a lot more active. He's definitely treated his body better as far as from like a health standpoint. John Jones has had PEDs in his system. Apparently right now he doesn't have enough where it would make it thing, but people don't understand. PEDs, using them in your training camp is when you want to use them. When you're on steroids, your body heals way faster. Okay, so you can get the crap beat out of you at the gym, and then the next day show up and it's no big deal. Somebody like me, I'm 32, I spar one day, everything hurts for 2 weeks, you know. Like I worked out every day for 2 weeks. I did 1 day of rolling. The last round, I hurt my neck. I haven't been able to roll for 3 weeks now. Like when you get older, that's just what happens. Even when you're younger, anybody that works out knows you can't work out the same muscles every single day. Where if you're on steroids, you can. Okay, so then it comes to fight time. You're not on the roids anymore, but you had like twice as much training, and the training was a lot easier to get through because you were on PEDs the whole time. So that's the part. Once you've been on PEDs, you should be banned from the sport forever, first off. I'm going to keep ranting if I don't stop talking about this. So I'm just going to get back to the fight. I think Gustafasson, honestly, is going to knock him out. I think Gustafasson is going to knock him out in like the 3rd or 4th round. I think he's going to catch him a couple times early. And I don't know. I think Jones will maybe get a takedown or 2, land some good shots. I don't think this is going to be easy for anybody. No one's getting out of this fight unscathed. But I think the Mauler is going to bite down on that mouthpiece and throw those hands, and something is going to land. I think Jones has been, if Jones pokes him in the eye, I'm going to be so mad. That's the one thing is I think Jones always does shit like that. He always cheats right at the beginning of the fight. He like pokes you in the eye and then starts piecing you up a little and pokes you in your other eye and kicks you in the balls. Yeah, if that starts going on, I'm going to be pissed. But if it's a clean fight, Gustafasson, he's a better fighter. He's got better in and out movement, better footwork, better timing. He's been caught in fights before. He got dropped, knocked out by Rumble Johnson. But John Jones never even fought Rumble Johnson. And, yeah, I don't know. But, anyways, those are my predictions. Once again, if you're going to make bets, I recommend using betdsi.com. Totally legit. I'll put a link down, if I can, to get you guys maybe your first bet or whatever. I'm going to send them an email, say if they want to hook it up with that. Because, yeah, I found out about this website from my friend's YouTube channel. So, yeah. But, go Nunes, go Gustafasson, screw John Jones, screw Cyborg, she's a PED user too. BJ Penn, do it for the old school homies. And I'll see you guys later. Don't forget, it's time!